Here we go again. It's the middle of the winter, January 10th. And I don't know how the weather's been where y'all boys have been. But I'm telling you what, it's been pure nasty here in the Carolinas. It rains every 4 or 5 days, an inch, inch and a half. The rivers have been just absolutely just muddy and flowing. But we're trying to catch some fish. And, you know what we're doing is, generally these fish, it ain't no big secret in the wintertime. They get out there in the river and they travel that river just like the interstate. You've heard it 1,000 times. And they'll hang out at the mouth of the creeks. No big deal, we know that. But, you know, they sit there and they be around the ledges and stuff like that. The river ledges and stuff that, you know, you can sit at the hotels and restaurants, things like that. You know, they can travel up and down to get to the comfort zone. And that's the same thing as eating. But it's been muddy and they've pulled so much water and the current's so bad that these fish have moved back into the creeks early just to get out of the current and in a little bit cleaner water, and forcing us to have to do that, fish back here. And we're trying to see if we can get them to bite because they're low. But naturally, you know, everybody knows I like my spinny minis. I love to fish them, but the fish are markings 20 to 25 foot deep, and I don't know if they're gonna bite, but that's what we're targeting right now. And I can't really get that deep because I'm long line trolling, so I have to put a split shot. That's a 1/10, and I'm putting a little 1/32 split shot on it and letting it get me down there. And the speed I'm running a 0.4, 0.5. I know from experience, you know, that's what it takes for me. And the line that I use, which I use a number 6 thin line of 0.0020 millimeter, and I know that. Whoa, God! See what I got here, and I know that I can do it. Now this one come off of a down rod. I always love to run a down rod. It's just a bonus for me. And that's what this one was. And la, we got a fish. And here's another thing. You see what I caught this fish off? A number 32, number 6 hook, plain. Tipped with a minnow. No jig, no nothing. But he's, you know, 14 ounces. He's a nice fish. And let's see what this one is. Another down rod. Oh, you never know what this is. This one feels a little bit better. Probably gonna be bigger than I ain't got my dad playing net, you know? Oh crap. It's a little bit better. You know, and rather I can keep them alive, because we do have a little tournament we're going to fish. Rather I can keep them alive and not is another tail. But for just getting started, we ain't even got the table set good that we're catching some fish. And la. Oh, come on, piece of junk. There. Pound and a quarter, maybe just a little bit better. That's a nice fish right there. And he was about 25 foot deep. And this is, there's my spinny minis. Right there. Can. Oh, come on. I've got too many rods going back here. It's too cold, I'm all bundled up. But, you know, that ain't bad. That's not a bad start. Better than what I've done lately, you know what I mean? So, we're gonna keep it going. There we go. Oh, come on. I don't like I love to fish in the wintertime, but I don't like it when it's this dead blame cold. You bundled up like a dead blame Eskimo. You can't move. And right now, I ain't even got the table set good. I was getting my last rod in it. But now see, I like this, I like a rear drag, you know, when I'm fishing deep and I'm trolling, because I love these little fly reels that I use for tight line and all that, but you can't use it for trolling and stuff. But see, I can take this thing here, I know I'm on this 14 foot, to my eye, I'm that, 10 foot, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. Just like that. Let me get this stuff put back up. Let me get these fish in there so I can get back to fishing. Now, alright. But anyway, that's how I'm long lining today. But if you ever heard me say when I long line, I always have a down rod. I keep them in the front of the boat the furthest forward, because you can adjust your depth, because it's just like a tight lining rod, but we're moving just like a pushing rod. But you can adjust your depth a whole lot better till you find out where these fish are. This is a 16 foot rod, so I know I'm 12 foot deep at the eye. 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24. That's about where I caught that one. So, that's pretty well about it. Let's see what happens. Dang. Got a new spot I want to check. I ain't even got the table set. But same old stuff. Nothing to win a cigar with. Yeah, we caught a couple up the river, but they just, in that creek up there, but they just wasn't nothing up there to do any good with. And that's one thing, if you're trolling, longline trolling, and the fish are suspended, you can cover more ground if you're actually looking for fish. It doesn't mean you're going to catch more. But if you're looking for fish, checking more spots and all that, it really comes in handy. So bad. It's been so bad that I need something to eat. I'll just be honest with you. But I got pride. I ain't to eat that little thing. But now these things is biting. they hitting the rod, but they just don't want to take it. They just a little bit gun shy about taking the things. La 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 la. He's not a monster, but I can tell you what he's gonna do. I'm gonna put him in some grease. I'll bet you that right now. I'm taking him home. Like I said, the sun's come out. It's got a little bit warmer. It's supposed to get up to about 56 today. And that's good. That's really good weather. Especially if you get a day like today that there's not any wind blowing. It's just really good. But what I'm doing, now I'm sitting there and I am I'm about 50, 60 feet behind the boat, and I'm running a .5, and I'm using my spinny minis. That's what they like on this lake anyway. But I know at a .5, my spinny mini is about 50 or 60 feet back. It's going to run about 16, 17 foot deep. And, I'm marking fish anywhere from that range down to 23. And I got my down rods, I always have them. But, you've seen my depth finder. The fish I marked down there deeper earlier. And the thing about it, right there, that's a good one, right there. I like to keep it simple. That's a cheap Helix 7. Nothing fantastic about it. But one thing you see all this side image and these kaleidoscopes, or what do you call them, panoptics and stuff like that. That, it may be pretty good, but for the money, that's a lot. And longline trolling, it's not going to help you one bit, because you're catching fish back behind that boat. And my regular 2D is telling me how deep I need to fish. And that's where I'm catching these things at. But I will tell you, let me tell you one of the best. Hold on. I got something. One of the best depth finders. I mean, one of the best sonars and fish detectors that's out there that you can get. And it doesn't cost you that much. They've been around a long time. This is just a secret that I'll share with you. This is a Nikon Pro Staff right here. Don't you? Nikon Pro Staff. This thing will scan. You can scan more or less 360. 360 degrees. So you can just glance. You can cover 360 degrees. That looks like something right yonder. I believe there's some fish moving right down yonder. close to that boat. But that's a good sign. That's a good sign right there. We'll see what we can do with that. "360 degrees. And just be real careful what you're marking. And you'll be able to mark some of them fish out there. And it's one of them things that it ain't public. A lot of people don't like to use them. Well, I take that back. A lot of people don't like to tell you they use them. But them son of a guns use these son of a guns, I'm telling you right now. Because I've seen them do it, and I've heard them do it, and stuff like that. But what you do when you're scanning like this, you can scan out a 1/4 mile. And when you see that boat out there, you can see boats out there, whatever. You know, when you see that net go up and stuff like that, you know yourself, well, them some active fish. You know, there's some fish biting right out there. But now you can't just plow right in there. What you got to do, and the way the most experienced fishermen do, you know, they'll sit back and they may be a long way off and they just looking and they just trying to find fish. Once they find some active fish, here they come. They're going to just stroll right in there to you. And but you got to be careful. You don't just pull right in there where they at. You got to stop back about, no, a couple hundred yards, you know, 150 yards, something like that. Get all of your stuff together. Then just gently, when you start fishing, just gently move yourself in there. Right where that other boat or them other boats are, you know, do it gently, and you won't spook no fish, you know, and you may spook some people, you may not, but anyway, that's what a lot of people have been doing over the years. It's one of the most time proved and all that. No, I don't do it. No, I don't do it, but a lot of people do it. Just keep that in mind. You know, you don't need a $4,000 unit. $115 at Academy Sports. You know, just a little tip. Nah. I ain't caught one today that'd make you squall when you bend it down. But they are eating fish. You know, they 12, 13 ounces. If you're hungry, them things gonna eat good too. There's a better one here. Better. La 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 la. Well, let me get going again then. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a winter's day. But it's actually beautiful out here now. Nobody on the water. One of my buddies over yonder fishing. That's it. Let's see here. That's 10. Oh, that's a 14 footer. 12, 14, 16. That's about how deep that one was. Now, this one here, let's see here, 10, 12, because it's a 16 footer. The eye's going to be 12 foot deep. 14, 16, 18. That's what I'm going to try on that one. Had my thing in the wrong place. It might be fit for the frying pan. Crap. Candy cane, he's not a monster. But we catching some like that. I mean, that's pretty good for the middle of the winter time. And I don't know where this lake's got some big ones, but it's like too messed up, I reckon. But we'll fish a little bit more. And see what happens. And see what happens. And trolling is fun, especially when you really get them suspended and you can cover some ground. But keep in mind, trolling is a lot harder to do, especially in the wintertime like this when these fish are suspended. But one thing I did want to mention while we sitting here fishing, I had earlier you seen I didn't have my life jacket on. And I'm just like everybody else. You think, you're going to be all right. But I had one of my customers seen my videos, and he said, I just want to ask you one thing. He said, my granddaughter we was watching the videos, and she says, Papa, why don't he have to have his life jacket on like we do? And he mentioned that, and I said, oh, Lord. And he's absolutely right. And I forgot to put it on this morning. It's the worst thing in the world, but I'm trying to do right. Everybody should wear this life jacket, especially all the clothes we got on in the wintertime and all that. But hopefully when you see me do my next videos, I'll have it on. It's a habit that you need to do. Well, we're going to close it out now. I forgot to do it on the water. Started raining a little bit and got a little bit of a hurry, had to quit. But we had a pretty good day. We got a few fish coming up, enough for supper, stuff like that. But just remember one thing, if you need rods, reels, spinny minis, line, anything, just give me a shout out. I'm Ed Duke. You can check me out at www.southerncrappierods.com. Until the next time.